Okay, so this one is on your quiz. Well, that one too, 10.1 also. We're gonna learn how to graph in quadratic formula in two ways. One is you graphing it using properties in general form, and you graph it using transformation, right? So first one, 9.6, graphing quadratic function using property. So if I give you something like this is called the general. This is right here. If you what you see right here is general form. What I mean by general form, I mean look like this: f of x equal ax squared plus bx plus c. That's general form. Later, you're gonna see another forms called standard form. So to graph that, where's my phone? To graph this one, the first method is you use a table. You guys learned this in 661, right? It's not my favorite, but it works everywhere. So let's introduce that. So using the table, x and f of x. I'm gonna pick 5 points. So say -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Now, I'm gonna show you how to do this on graphing calculator. So f of x plus 4x plus 3. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I don't know if it recording. Is it recording that with this? We'll find out. We'll find out. For some moment. All right. So what is the function? Plus 4x. Okay, thank you. So first you're gonna go to y equal. Let me clear that out. Y equal. Oh, hang on, my mode has to be in function. I had in polar. Function. I think you don't have it in polar because you got not there yet. But go to y equal. So you see y1, y2, bunch of y. All right. Plug in your function x squared. So x right here. X is right here. Press that. X. And then square right here. Square plus 4x plus 3. Everybody get that? All right. Now go to I want to go to table set. See table set above window right there. So go to second window, and I already told you independent should be in ask. The dependent should be in auto. So that means when you input something, the computer, the calculator gonna compute it for you. So now I have that. Go to second graph to go to table. So second graph, go to table. Now I want -2. It give me -1. You write that down. 5%. -1. And then what -1 have? -1, 0. Good. Make sure you use the opposite side. Don't use the minus side. 0 is 3. 1 should be negative. 1 is, what is it? 1 is 8. And then 2, 15. So far, so good. All right. Graph. Hit graph. Oh, zoom stick. Hang on. Let me. There you go. Do you have something like that? Okay. If your window is weird, press zoom and then 6. This means standard. Okay. So so on the graph, all you do is let me stop share. Share this one again. You know, next semester I'm just gonna take everybody here, so I don't have to keep like stop sharing. If you miss the class, you watch the video later. Not missing anything. This is a lot of work on my end. Okay, so here, for if you do by hand, if you don't have a graphing calculator, you have to just plug it in. So -2, -1, -2, -1 right here, -1, 0 right here, 0, 3, 1, 8, 1, 8, 2, is it 15? 2, 15. So somewhere up there. And you can do more, right? You can do more point. You can add more point if you want. But the bottom line is you can check with your calculator. This is not something I'm gonna make you do on the exam, I promise. I'll show you a different way though. All right, so now we're not gonna do this on the exam. We're not gonna do t-table, but we're gonna use the properties of quadratic equations. So first, I'm gonna look at some things first. So here's a little breakdowns of how you come up with the parabola without plotting point. So if I have something like this, which is the general form, if A is positive, then your graph is gonna be open up. I like to call it smiley face. It's open up like that. Right. If A is negative, the coefficient of x squared is negative, then it's open down. Sad face. Right. Okay, so for example, this one, open up, open down. Up, right, open up. Open up. And then this one, yeah. That's it. That's all. That's all. So that's the first property. The second one is the vertex and the axis of symmetry. This one is from your quiz. So here is how to a vertex. What is vertex? Vertex is either the minimum or the maximum of the graph. So parabola, it has shape. Don't write this down. Maybe you can. So vertex is either max or min of the graph, quadratic graph, right? So that means because the graph it could be if it like this, then the vertex is minimum or maximum. It's the bottom, right? So it's min. Is minimum. If my vertex is open down, like a sad face, and vertex is right here, right? Is at the top of the mountain, so is the maximum. So vertex is either at the top or at the bottom. Now, how do I find that point? How do I find that point? X, Y point. Here is the formula. So for the x is x equal -b/2a. And how do I find y? Well, once you have x, all you have to do is plug in x into the function, right? Plug in x into the function here. Whatever I give you, then you get y. Actually x, right? It's actually x. This little part right here, that's x. Right. The axis of symmetry is a vertical line. Right now is a vertical line. Is cut the graph into two equally image. Right. So on the left hand side is the mirror image of the right hand side and vice versa. And then the axis of symmetry, it is actually in an equation. So you have to say x equal, because it's vertical, it's going to be x equal, right? Horizontal is y equal. So x equal the x that you found in the vertex. We'll take a look at the example. So for example, I want you to determine the vertex and axis of symmetry. Just the same thing that you have on your quiz. So vertex formula. X equal, make it low. X equal what? X equal -b/2a. And you're gonna, what is b and what is a in this case, right? So b is 10 A is 1. So negative 10 divided by 2 is 5. And once you have x, you plug it in to find y. So y actually f of 5. Right, just type right here, you plug it in. F of 5. What's f of 5? So plug in 5 here. 5 here. Because x squared is something squared plus 10 times something times plus 25. What did you get? 25 plus 25 is 50. Plus 50 is 100. Or you can use your calculator, right? So, oh my God. Oh, 100. We're not graphing. We're okay. Okay, I'm like, I don't want to graph this. I don't have 100 on my x, y coordinate. So the vertex will be what? So vertex is 5, 100. Right. Now it's axis of symmetry. Oh yeah, thank you. Right, -5. Oh yeah, no wonder like this y is so high. Thank you. Hey, yeah, -5. Oh, it's 0. That's better. On the exam, I promise you, I'm not gonna make you graph something that have 100 value in it. All right, so axis of symmetry is what? Someone tell me, according to the theory, what's axis of symmetry? X equal what? Anyone from Zoom? According to the theory right here, x equal -b/2a. So x equal, what's -b/2a? Yeah, so x equal -5, right? Or you can just look at right here. You can look at the one that you already found is, right? And you should say x equal, on the exam, you just say -5. It makes no sense. It's just a coordinate on the xy plane. You have to say x equal -5. So that means it's the whole equation. Okay. This one you do at home. And please do at home. Usually the one I don't do here, I'll just put it in the exam. All right, so that's the second one. First is determine either open up, open down. Second, vertex and axis symmetry. Third is the intercept. X-intercept and Y-intercept. So don't write this down. If I have something like this, so my x-intercept will be this point, correct? So at x-intercept, what is the y value? What is the y value? Is there any height? No, it's all flat on the x-axis. So the y value will be 0, right? So and then just 0 of comma x, whatever x that is. I don't know what it is. You can say 1 or 2. So for y-intercept, what is the x value? Is there a width? No width, right? No width. So 0. Right? It have height, but there's no width. So therefore, to find the y-intercept, you set x equals 0 because y-intercept is x always 0. Hang on. This one is x comma 0. I put this wrong location. So x always x, and then there's no height. So 0. Yeah, so to find the y-intercept, you set x equals 0. I had it backward. So 0, 1. You set x equals 0 and then solve for y. To find the x-intercept, you set y equals 0 and then solve for x. Pretty straightforward. Right. So for example, this one, if I want to find the y-intercept, I set x equals 0. What does that mean? What if x equals 0? What y equal?
Whatever the value is.
So what does it mean x equals 0? What do you do with x equals 0? Given this, what do you do with x? Right? 0, 0. So so it's this y intercept pretty easy. Everything goes 0 except for the constant. It's not depend on x. So I would write, if I was you, I would write like this, 0 comma negative 11, and I want to see that. For the x-intercept, a little bit more involved, because when you set y equals 0, this implies what? What do you set it equal to 0? On the exam, I'll make something that you can factor, so you don't have to use a quadratic formula. So this imply x squared. I'm gonna go down here because I don't have enough space. So x squared plus 10x plus minus 11 equals 0. Can someone factor this for me? Devin, I know that you are a pro at this. You want to give it a try? Yeah, yes, I did, right? Yeah. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. All right. Devin, what is the number?
Oh, positive 11 and negative 1.
Thank you. All right. So this imply what? This imply x. This imply x plus 11 equals 0, or x equal negative 11, or x minus 1 equals 0, or x equal 1. So you have two x-intercepts. You have either negative 11, 0, or no, actually, and 1 comma 0. So far, so good. Yeah. I have one more, but I don't have time to do, so you gotta do at home. It's very similar. Just watch what I did here. Solve, same thing. And I believe you can factor, so not bad. All right, now on the exam, I'm not gonna give you a little thing like this. What I'm gonna give you is this one, the ultimate question. That means I want you to find everything. The A is open up, open down, vertex, axis symmetry, and XY intercepts. Okay, so first, let's talk about the A. Maybe I'll denote no A. So what is A here? A positive or negative? Positive, right? Because A is equal 1. A equal 1, so that's imply is greater than 0. This imply what? Open up, right? My parabola is going to be open up. Now next one will be the vertex. Vertex, let me remind you the formula. So x is negative b over 2a, right? All you have to do is plug it in, right? So this one, if I plug in, I have x equal negative something divided by 2 times something, and that something here is 4. Negative 4 divided by a is negative half. And then once you have that, you plug in the function. So y equal what? Something squared plus 4 times something minus 12. That something now is negative 1/2. And again, I'm going to show you how to use calculator to do this. negative 1/2 done divided by 2. Let me delete that. Square. Can you remind me, Curtis, what is it? What's next? Is it +4?
Yeah, plus 4x minus 12. Wouldn't the a be 1? So wouldn't it be-
Negative b over 2a. Oh, okay. I did something wrong. Negative b over 2a. Yeah, a is 1. My bad. Oh, then now is your calculator. Oh, that's even better, Curtis. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So negative 4 divided by 2 is -2. Oh, that's even better. I don't have to do calculator. -2. In black. -2. All right, so -2 squared is 4 minus 8 is -4. -16. No, 16. Still big. All right, so that's my vertex is what? If you rewrite this, will be what? -2 comma -16. And please box it because you need it later. Oh my God, I hope my iPad not dying on me. I have like 2-3% left. Charger's not working. Okay, so active symmetry is again x equal what? X equal x equal what? Maybe I'll write in blue. X equal -2, right? Again, box it because you need it later. The last part is going to be the intercept. So we have let's do y-intercept first because it's easy. Y-intercept is what? Yeah, thank you. Set x equals 0. This implies y equal -12. So your answer is 0 comma -12. Box it. And then the x-intercept is a bit more involved. Set y equals 0. So that implies is x squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. You can factor this. What are the two factors?
+6, -2.
All right, thank you. Thank you. +6, -2. See, factor is important. It's always creep up somewhere while you're doing math. So this implies x equal -6. So you set each of those equal 0, right? Or x equal +2, so that you have two x-intercepts. You have -6, 0, and 2, 0. It's not always the case. I know that it looked like you always have one y-intercept and two x-intercepts. It's not always the case. Sometimes you have no y-intercept, no x-intercept even. Sometimes you have one each. Sometimes you have one y-intercept, no x-intercept, etc. It could be a bunch of combination. Okay. All right. So let's graph. So first thing first is open up. And then I'm going to put out the vertex. So -2, -16. I regret in doing this, -16, because I don't have -16. I'm just going to pretend it's somewhere down here. I'm just going to pretend somewhere down here, okay? It's -16. All right. And then axis of symmetry, I label in blue. So axis of symmetry is going to be a line. On the graph, you won't see this. The purpose of axis of symmetry is just cut the graph into equal half. So I'm gonna do a dash line. I mean, it's not visible when you graph it on the graphing calculator. Okay, so next, the x and y intercept. So 0, -12. God, I hate this. 0, -12. 0, -12. I'm just gonna pretend it's somewhere here, okay? So I'll pretend somewhere there. And then -6, 0, 2, 0, -6, 0 right here. And then 2, 0 right here. And then, yeah, sure, yeah. And then you can connect the dot, and then connect the dot. Connect the dot. And I would like it to be a bit more curvy, not sharp, not sharp.
That's supposed to be -112, or is that 0?
0, -12, right here. That's a comma. You can do that on the exam. Let's try. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. Let's try this one. I'll give you a minute just to try it out a little bit. A is 3, right? So it's greater than 0. This imply open up again. Vertex is x equal -b over 2a. So equal negative something over 2 times something. And that something is -6 and +3. -6, -6, negative is positive. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. And plug it in f of 1. So I got what? 3 times something squared minus 6 times something minus 1. Plug 1 in. I got 3 minus 6 is -3, minus 1 is -4. So your vertex is 1, -4. And then axis of symmetry is x equal 1. X equal 1. And then y-intercept, set x equals 0. Then y equal -1. So you have 0, -1. And then x-intercept, set y equals 0. All right. This implies 3x squared minus 6x minus 1 equals 0. It is factorable. Is it factorable? If not, you can use quadratic formula. Okay, if you don't like to factor this, you can use quadratic formula, but I'm gonna try to factor this. See if it's working. So 3x and x here, and then 1 and 1 here. It has to be 3x times x is 3x squared. 1 times 1 is 1. I don't think it's factorable. No, it's not. Let's use quadratic formula. So x equal negative b squared plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2a. Negative 6, negative 6, 3, negative 1, and then 3. $36. So minus 36, because negative 1 negative outside. So minus square root of 36 gonna be plus 12 equal divided by 6. Okay, I got negative something. I got negative 7.15. And then the positive case is second entry. Divided by 6. Negative 4.845. At home, I'm gonna make one of the calculator video to show you how to plug in the number on the working calculator. Okay, because people, they say they think they know how to do it, but for some reason, when you actually plug it in, instead of doing the opposite side, you use the minus side. The calculator does not like that. So we have what? We have negative 7.15 comma 0 and negative 4.845 comma 0. 0. Okay, I'm not gonna graph it by hand. You can practice it at home. I'm gonna show you how to graph it in the calculator again, and then we'll be done with this section. Back to this. So y equal, clear that, 3x squared minus 6x minus 1. And then just hit graph. And please practice graphing it on the sheet, because on the exam, I do ask you to plot the point, but you can check with your calculator, see if you got right or wrong. Now, this is what I don't want to see. On the exam, people would have this wrong, and somehow, well, we'll go back here. We're done with the section. On the exam, somehow they got this wrong, and then they got the correct graph. You got 0 because you just use the graphing calculator to graph it, but your work had to be matching what you graphing. All right, that's it for 9.6. I'm gonna start 9.7, just slightly, just a little bit, and then we'll continue next time. Does anyone have a question before I move on? No, all right, I assume that you guys okay. Section set 9.7 is, again, you learn how to graph quadratic equation, but with in different form. This time it's called a standard form. So you have three forms. Let me remind you, we have general form, which is, what does it look like? F of x equal ax squared plus bx plus c. And then another form is called the standard form. Is f of x equal a times x minus h squared plus k. I'll explain what is a. Well, you already know what a is the coefficient of x. I'll explain what is x and h and what is k. Okay. Now this form is good when you have a basic graph. We use this one based on the basic graph. And all you have to do is shift. I think there's one more form, I don't remember. I don't remember, but I don't think it's that important. All right, so let me show you something and then we'll be done with. Let's go to a decimal. So stop, and I'll share screen here. And please don't leave. I need to take attendance too after the class. So let's go to decimal. I can use it with calculator, but I'm kind of bored with it. I want to show you something else. Decimals. All right, so y equal, say for example, y equal x squared. So the basic graph of the quadratic equation is y equal x squared. Pretty simple, right? There's no bx, there's no c. It looks like this. It's a parabola. It goes through the origin. Extremely simple. Now, say if I wanna graph this one, y equal this case is gonna be 1, x minus 2, and then square. Oops. Let me square it. What is the difference between the red graph and the green graph? Anyone from Zoom? What's the difference between red graph and green graph? Yeah, it moves to the right too, right? So the only change is I shift horizontally if the something that attached to x, I shift horizontally, right? So let's try one more. Let's try one more. We'll copy this. Plus 2. What happened? It shift to the left 2, right? I know it kind of counterintuitive because you say you need -2, you should shift to the left, and then +2 shift to the right. Next class, I'll show you the formula and explain why it's like this. But in the parentheses, you shift opposite for what you see, right? Say I don't want 2. I say I want 6. I say it's shifted to 6 left. 6 unit. So far, so good. Now, what happened if I add another component? Maybe I'll add this. So I say y equal x squared. Oh, sorry. Y equal x squared plus 1. Let me mute V2. So the difference between the purple one with the first 2 here is that the 1 is not being attached to the x, right? It's here, it's everything in parentheses and then you square. Here is x squared all by itself, and then you add another component. Here is called the vertical shift. Either you shift up or down. It's pretty straightforward. If you add, you shift up. In this case, it shift up 1 unit, right, 0, 1 here. If you subtract, then it shift down 1 unit. Pretty straightforward for the vertical shift. Right, so let me do this. One more and then I'll let you go. Y equal x minus 1, and then square that. And then I add 4. Oh, I should square this. How do I change? I wonder how do I? Let's make it blue. There you go. So what happened? It shifted to the right, what, 1 unit, right? It shifted to the right 1 unit. So from here, jump to here. I'm sorry, yeah, shift to the right 1 unit, and then move up 4. So 1, 4. Right. So it's very, very handy. I would say very handy. Just be careful when you copy and paste. That's all. As long as you have the basic graph, you can shift whatever way you want. And that's for today. That's all for today. Next time I'll continue with 9.7. But let me take a attendance before you leave. What's day today? 17/13, 7/13. What is the date there? Doesn't matter. Right, Devin here. Devon's there. Corey's here. Kevin not here. Oh, Kevin's here. Sorry, Kevin. You're so quiet, Kevin. Alex not here. Curtis here as always. Josh here. Thank you. Jacob. No, I think Jacob dropped. Haya's here. Mike there. Thank you, Mike. Kobe, Taylor, I'll talk with them. All right. Thank you for staying. 2 minutes, 3 minutes over. Have a wonderful day, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Josh, stay behind because I need your exam. That's why you don't see your exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3 grade because I don't know.
Okay, is it just the exam 2 or?
Do I have exam?
I have you the,
Yeah.
is the quiz on Saturday, is that gonna be like the quiz we did on Moodle like a couple months ago? Because we did one on Moodle online earlier in the year. Is it gonna be like the same thing?
No, it's you're gonna do by hand. Take a picture.
Oh, so it's due by hand.
Mhm,
Okay, and then
yeah.
you take a picture.
Submit it back into the.
Oh, like we do with our homework. Okay, I got it.
Yep.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too, Corey.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, one way or another. I wish. All right, so give me both just in case.
Okay, so exam 1 is 68 out of 100.
58 out of 100.
Yeah.
Exam
And
2.
then exam 2 is 65.
Oh, you know what? Dawn. I'm sorry. I'll try to damn it, stop share and then